Hello and welcome to the Climate Show with me, Tom Heat. Today you find me on the streets of central London, all amongst the climate activists. Big series of demonstrations happening over this weekend. And it comes at a time when climate and protest is never far from the news, not least at the snooker in Sheffield. And we're going to be looking at this subject as climate activism is becoming more diverse. Some groups are getting more extreme and disruptive, others are getting perhaps a tiny bit gentler with an effort to be more inclusive. The tactics of climate activism, what works? Angry, arty, targeted? Well, begin with how you even organise a demo like this. This cooperative furniture workshop in East London has been transformed into a hive of protest preparation. In the last year, protest has taken a more disruptive turn. Recently, attacks on seemingly unrelated pastimes have been strikingly provocative. Security! So what's the plan now?
There's no disruption plan whatsoever.
Why no disruption? I mean, it's something you've chosen to do in the past. Why not now?
Because this is a coalition, a gathering of 200 different organisations, and some people, that's not their way, that's not what they want to bring to a social movement.
With the activist group Just Stop Oil refusing to rule out disrupting Sunday's London Marathon, there are clearly tactical differences between the two protest groups.
We have talked to the people at the London Marathon. We've said there's no disruption in the London Marathon. We've got stewards everywhere who will liaise with the London Marathon, and we'll just make sure that we can have a peaceful coexistence.
So you'd condemn anyone who chose to disrupt it?
Well, they wouldn't be with us because the agreement amongst 200 different organisations is that we're not disrupting, so they wouldn't be with us.
XR themselves have warned that if the government doesn't bow to their demands by 5 p.m. on Monday, their tactics will switch to civil disobedience.
We will be planning to escalate and to carry on doing various forms of disruption, civil disobedience and so on. This movement's not going away. We have to keep having our voice and we have to keep pushing for change.
So you're being nicey for 3 or 4 days, but after that saying the gloves are off?
Yeah, if you like, yeah.
Campaigners and their creative partners have come from across the country and further afield with a common purpose. What are you up to and why are you here?
I'm Anna, I'm from Extinction from Switzerland, and I'm helping here to cutting out owls.
I'm here because it's really important to be here this 4 days. It's going to be really amazing and powerful. And I came from France.
We're from Highlands and Islands up in the north of Scotland, and we're painting our flags. Normally we try and have the blue with the white logo, so it almost looks like the Scottish flag as well. So,
some of the organisations prepping in London are hoping for results around the world.
Many things that we enjoy now, the rights that we enjoy now, were brought to us not in a silver platter, but by protests. So in a way, we believe that there is a room and there's an importance of direct action. The UK is still a powerful country. It's the 5th biggest polluter or the biggest emitter. It's a historic emitter, and it's still powerful in many multilateral bodies. We believe that if we push the laws here, the policies towards progressive policies, it can have a great impact to the world.
Non-violent civil resistance works. It has a long history of working. And we're not personally interested in being popular. It's not about us. It's about the message that we're giving. You look at civil rights movements through history, they are nearly always unpopular. It's only when people realise how great they are later that they become famous and they put statues up to them.
So do you think that being annoying and grabbing attention is in and of itself effective?
Second thing is to...
we have to be disruptive. Yes.
A rebellion is brewing at the heart of the British legal establishment. Over 250 lawyers and barristers are pledging not to prosecute climate activists or to act for fossil fuel interests.
This is a time to take a stand and to do what is right.
They're calling it a declaration of conscience. Paul Powlesland is one of the barristers behind the move.
The climate crisis is of such a severity now that lawyers need to step up and take appropriate action commensurate with the scale of that threat.
But it's ruffled feathers in the profession, breaking a centuries-old obligation called the cab rank rule. That means barristers must represent anyone who asks if they're qualified to do so. Disapproval of the client is not an excuse. Kirsty Brimelow chairs the Criminal Bar Association.
I was really concerned about the publicity around the declaration of conscience around the cab rank rule, because what it was starting to do was it was starting to demonise lawyers. We who practice in the criminal courts have to defend people who are accused of the most heinous of crimes. And the cab rank rule is really important protection to explain to the public that everybody is entitled to representation.
But those rebelling within the legal profession argue that they can, in no good conscience, assist polluting companies to expand their operations.
Behind every new oil and gas deal sits a lawyer, and behind that lawyer sits a law firm getting rich on those profits while other people die.
As lawyers, it's one of those situations where there is a gulf between what is legal and what is right and what is moral and what is just. And we must use our own sense of conscience and principle to decide which one of those we're going to support.